Hey guys, good afternoon. I'm Combat Craig, and today's title is Nobody Cares, Work Harder. To me, that means, nobody should care about your VA claim like you should. You're going to have to work harder to educate yourself about the VA claims process so you can file a winning VA claim, be better informed before you file the claim. And, it's always good to learn as you're going along. But once you file your claim's filed. So, when I use the phrase nobody cares in this one, I mean everybody that gets paid to help veterans that isn't actually helping us. I'm referring to those people. I built a community here on YouTube of all you guys, 12,000 strong as of yesterday. Without your support, I wouldn't have more than two people watching. But I think everybody in this community cares a lot about veterans, and it's all about veterans helping veterans. So if you're new to my channel, please write new and introduce yourself. No questions or dumb questions. Always enjoy meeting new people and hearing what your stories are. Also, if you have a question, please put a Q in front of it, like a capital Q, so I can see it. And try to make it short. I'm kind of reading these questions in the comments live. And if you're asking a 10-part question with misspellings and abbreviations and acronyms, I'm probably not going to be able to decipher it. So you might have to re-ask it after the live broadcast gets published. So let's start off with what branch of the service were you guys in? I was in the U.S. Air Force. And where were you guys stationed? I was in the Air Force, so obviously I started off at Lackland Air Force Base, and then I went to tech school at Fort Dix, New Jersey, and then where'd I go? Then I was stationed at Holloman Air Force Base, New Mexico. Went TDY to Howard Air Force Base in Panama to go kick Noriega's ass out of there. And then I got stationed in Incirlik Air Base, Turkey, and I showed up on August 6th. And August 2nd, it was the beginning of Desert Shield. So I just kind of walked right into that whole thing. So let me know where you're coming in from and where you've been. It's always nice to hear all the bases and stuff that I never got a chance to get stationed at. So the phrase "nobody cares" it's not a personal statement. It's not that they don't care about you as a person. They just don't care about the circumstances surrounding your VA claim because they have their own VA claims to worry about or their own stuff to worry about, right? So the phrase work harder means that you're going to need to get out of victim mentality mode and get hands on with your VA claim. I guarantee that if you spent more time educating yourself about VA law and your VA disabilities versus complaining about the VA and the system's broken and how disappointed you are with your representation, you're going to move your claim forward. Victim mentality out, education in. Maybe it should be like that. Building on this nobody cares concept a little bit more. I mean, if the Veterans Benefits Administration actually cared, then you'd already have the compensation that you deserved, right? Right when you got out, you would have had your list. Hey, veteran, Combat Craig, you have all these things, so we're going to get you all set up, give you the compensation that you deserve. Here's some different classes you should participate in for combat veterans that suffer from PTSD. That doesn't happen. They don't care. And, on the other side of the house, the Veterans Health Administration, they're your treating doctors. If they actually cared, they would do little things, like keep accurate medical records instead of typing in inaccurate stuff that you have to go correct that won't help you filing a claim. And then they would actually help you build medical evidence in support of your VA claim. This happens on occasion from time to time, but they are not out there working to help you build medical evidence in support of your VA claim. I mean, they could do simple things. It wouldn't be very hard. They could fill out internal use DBQs, just like the C&P examiners use, and they could fill those out for us. They could also write nexus statements on our behalf, right? I mean, there are treating physicians. They're in a great position to write a nexus, explain the severity of our symptoms to the VBA, the left hand to the right hand, and they could put us in a much better position to receive the veterans benefits that we earned and deserve. I mean, that's what this comes down to, right? You served, you deserve. So instead of all that fairy tale stuff going on, that's not happening. I don't see it changing anytime soon. I'm not like a spring chicken, but I've been on this planet for 52 years, and the VA's been broken since 1991 when I, qualified to engage it. So I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. But we can't complain about it. We have a broken system. Nobody's going to teach us how to navigate it. Nobody gave us marketing pamphlets. This is what, at least as likely as not, is. This is what a nexus is. Here's what pyramiding is. Here's why you shouldn't be going after multiple mental health diagnoses if you want to increase your mental health rating. You just need to go after the social and occupational impairment. There's just no info, so we learn this stuff on our own. And I wish YouTube and Facebook groups and Google and all that stuff was around in the 90s. It would have made it a lot easier for me and a lot of us. And if you're older than me, I'm I'm sure you would have benefited too. So, as the VA claims process is a veteran-friendly environment, and the VA has the duty to assist by law, I should probably air quote that. The duty to assist only goes so far. If you don't provide enough medical evidence to support the disability you're filing a claim for, the duty to assist won't help you. If you come out of the blue, let's say you've gone to the VA a few times over last 2 years out of 10 years or something like that, you have depression, you're starting to talk about it, don't have a diagnosis yet. If you file a claim for depression and you're trying to link it back to your combat service or combat PTSD or something like that, the duty to assist is going to go in and look through your VA medical records. No diagnosis there. Go into your service treatment records. Nothing there. So sorry, we were unable to assist you. Claim denied. That's just the way the system is set up. It's so important, you guys, to get this right out of the gate, because you file a winning claim out of the gate. You stay away from having to get a lawyer. Stay out of the appeals process. And if you do have to go into the appeals process, you're standing on concrete foundation instead of quicksand. So let's go over the VA claims process a little bit. Keep asking questions. I'll take some Q&A stuff at the end of this here. And I just wanted to kind of walk through the VA claims process. I don't think I've actually sat here and explained it before. So, you build medical evidence. That's all over the board. I need to make a video. What is acceptable medical evidence? Pro tip, whatever's in your service treatment records is probably not acceptable. Go in and educate yourself and learn if it is or not. You need to learn that stuff. So you file your claim, the VA receives it. They'll send you a notice. If you filed it online, you should be able to see it in your va.gov account. And they will also send you a letter in the mail saying they received your claim. So this could take a couple weeks or something like that to get that notice. And we talk about decision letters, or we talk, whoever we is, me and Clyde. We talk about written notification, because that's the way you get your decision letter, and your decision letter is the most important letter in your claim, and your C&P exam is the most important day in your claim. You should have filed a good winning claim. So you file it, they receive it, they tell you, come back, Craig, we got it. Okay, perfect. Now what? Evidence review. After your claim's received, your claim will be assigned to a VSR, Veteran Service Representative. They'll look over your claim to see if any further evidence of your condition is required to make a decision. If more information is needed, the VSR will request further evidence. And if none is needed, then they can move on and they can make a decision. That's why decisions can happen real quickly, 30 days, 14 days. I've seen decisions in 3 days. But this is where that evidence review part comes in. Again, they will contact you. If they need further evidence, they will send you a letter by mail. If they need you to go to a CNP exam, they will call you, and then they will also mail you. Usually, I think my last one was a FedEx. They make sure you get it and sign it and all that kind of stuff. So this is that evidence review phase. Next one is the gathering of the evidence. They've got all the evidence together. And again, they're going all over the place. If they need more information, they're going to be looking in your service treatment records, your private records, any government agencies you have records with, any other way they can source this. This is the duty to assist in action, which is just scary. But that the gathering of evidence phase is the next step. They review it, they gather it, and then they review it again. Do they have enough information to make a determination? Nope, we don't have enough. Let's send them to a CNP exam. So if you're following along in your e-benefits or va.gov, you're going to see gathering of evidence, back to evidence review, back to approval of the decision. Whoops, need more evidence. It'll drive you nuts. But that's what's going on. These VSRs are called Veteran Service Representatives. There's multiple veteran service representatives involved in your claim. The one that you're basically speaking to is the rating veteran service representative. But there's other ones, One, acknowledges the receipt. Others gather evidence. One actually rates it, and then another one actually notifies you and approves it. So after the evidence review, they're going to make a determination. Goes over to the rater, they make a decision. The decision gets approved, and they send it over to another guy that tells you you've been approved or denied benefits, and they write out your decision letter for you. And then you'll get something that says notification preparation. When I mean you'll get something, this is what shows up in e-benefits. Notification preparation, and all these steps can take days, weeks. Wouldn't be surprised if it takes years from time to time. Notification preparation, you actually are at this point getting closer. And then after that, your decision gets mailed to you, and that's your decision letter. So those are basically the steps. So there's a lot that goes on to the VA claims process. And, again, you need to work hard because nobody should care about your VA claim like you should. I'm outlining it here. Once you file it, the veteran service representatives, it's just, all right, Joe, got it. Okay, Steve, get some evidence. Okay, Joe, or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it's just people are shuffling it around, gets to a rater, and then they notify you of a decision letter. So you need to care about your claim. You need to build it properly up front. And this is the main process here. I'm going to pop over to Clyde again and see how he's hanging in here. Get his little countdown timer out of the way. You want a little minty, Clyde? Yeah, big happy tail. You're such a good live companion. We have 77 people on right now, 33 likes. Please hit the like button. If you're new around here and you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe and turn the notification bell on. And let's go in and take some questions, and I'm going to drag them over here and see if I can do this in a semi-smooth way here. Go back up. I was chit-chatting a little bit before, so I'm in here a little bit. First comment. Again, let me know how I'm trying to do these things a little on a schedule and give you a little notice, so let me know if that's working. Ryan asked, you're awarded 100% P&T a few days ago. You still have a supplemental claim pending. Should you cancel the exam? I wouldn't. I would just let it play out. If you go in there and try to change your claim until it's fully adjudicated, you might send them into a tailspin. Also, Ryan, you need an avatar. Orange is a cool color. Kind of matches my background a little bit, but you need an avatar. Let's see. Okay, you have you're at 94%. 1 point. You need 10%. CNP exam on November 6th for increase in cervical and thoracic strain finally, and had migraine exam back in February. So you're waiting for a decision. You just did a MEB med board after 21 years active. You got out. You did all your complaining. Obviously, there was complaints in your file on active duty because you got med boarded, right? But you walked out with 100% permanent and total. I wish I would have known about that 30 years ago. Feel free to ask away. So yes, we have we have a thriving community in here, and lots of people can answer questions. Sharing is caring. Yep, 12,000 subs and growing. And our audience is growing. 82 people and 50 upvotes or thumbs or whatever. This is Mountain Dew, by the way. Looks weird on my green screen, huh? All right, let's see. I should have to eat a Minty on camera. Huh. Wonder. Not bad. Damn. How about I just eat a quarter of a Minty? You got to go lay down on your bed. What happens with the Clyde cow? Come on. Yeah, Minties aren't too bad. Now I know why I like them. Jarhead Perspective. What's up, peeps? Hello from Florida. How's the weather in Florida? Weather here is getting pretty chilly. Clyde, go back. Go sit on your bed. What's up, Bad Yeti? Outdoor Andy. That's a nice outdoor avatar there. What's up, Tom? Let's see, going through. How's it going, Tom? Another Tom. Lots of Toms in here. What's up, David? How you doing? Mr. Billy 37 Dad. That's quite a username. Need to throw an avatar in there, brother. U.S. Navy. Yep. Hit that like button and share. Bigger this grows, the more people we get into our community and the more we can help each other out, because like I said, there's no blueprint. We're just kind of figuring this out on our own. It took me years and years and years, 27 of them to be exact, to get the rating that I deserve. And I'm happy with it. Starvin' Marvin, Fort Bragg. That's a cool avatar, Mark. 86 to 90. How's it going, Dave? We're in at the same time. Wow, I haven't heard that in a long time. Wiesbaden, Germany. Greetings from Mexico. 100% PNT with SMCL. Taking it easy. Taking it easy is what this is supposed to be all about. We have disabilities. We deal with them differently. Hopefully, you're not trying to be a tough guy anymore. You're just trying to, wake up, try to improve your life a little bit every day, be a little happier, do things that make you happy if at all possible. So taking it easy is I like that. I'm glad you're taking it easy. I try to do that too. Not very good at it sometimes, but we'll see. SMC is special monthly compensation. I don't know. I don't think you get a pay raise. If anybody knows, let me know. Pretty sure you don't. We are getting a pay raise, by the way. I'm going to put Clyde back on his bed. Come on, you go back on your bed. You're supposed to be on the Clyde cam. Come here. Sit. Stay there. No, not going to be able to move that around very well. No rating. Intent to file filed. Not too familiar with your situation, Mark, but no worries. Your intent to file is filed. That's the first step in the VA claims process. Other than I have a disability, I believe it's due to my active duty service. I feel that I'm underrated, not rated at all, whatever that looks like for you. But the first step, once you start, once it starts coming into focus for you and you're educating yourself, get your intent to file filed so you preserve your effective date. So what is it? The 21st of October, 2020. So Mark might be just, throw him back up here. Mark might be in the educating himself process right now. He might be looking for somebody to help him, reading some VA law, understanding the CFRs, something like that. So, no worries. He can, learn for 3 months, file his claim in February. And, once his claim's adjudicated sometime next year, maybe it's next September, he'll get paid all the way back till today. So no need to rush this. And I know we're impatient. We get pissed. You finally realize, hey, all this mental health stuff does link back to my active duty service, and it irritates you that you did it wrong for so long. But this is definitely not something you want to rush, because if you rush in with a weak claim and you're sitting here listening to me on YouTube telling you there's nothing you could do about your weak claim except for try to take it to a lawyer that's going to try to find a loophole in it or something like that, when you could have just built a good claim up front and won it up front. That's what we're trying to do, is kind of, get in and out of the VA process. I mean, keep going in and seeking treatment with the VHA, but with the VBA, engage with them as little as possible. Unless you like messing with them, like this guy. There's a couple people that really understand how all this stuff works, and they're in here, and they go look for all sorts of old things to re-adjudicate, and they like going to the BVA. I'm not one of them. Fort Kobe, Panama. Yeah, that was on the other. Wasn't that on the Cologne side? I think that was on the Gulf side. Okay. What's up, Carlos? How's it going? Boom. Yep, lots of videos. I try to title them and I try to get to the point. I do ramble, just a heads up. But watch videos, read. I actually like watching videos and getting different people's perspective. That's just me. I'm not very, I have ADD and a bunch of other issues. There's some good lawyer channels, Hill and Ponton, CCK. They have a completely different perspective than I do because they are accredited VA lawyers. And you just know those guys clean the VA up on a daily basis. I mean, VA law is not difficult. And if you're a lawyer, you probably know how to, fight them. But this is something that you could do on your own, and that's what I'm encouraging you to do: is put in the hard work and build a claim properly that will get you the compensation you need to deserve, so you can get it quickly, fully developed claim, and you can just get in and out of the VBA as quickly as possible. The more you're in there, the more things that could go wrong. It's just uh, I, there's two sides of that coin. I'm just one of them. Yes, Neil. And when I say nobody cares, that was kind of more of a thumbnail. I care. We care. I'm just saying, generally speaking, nobody cares about your particular situation like you should, is the point of that. But I did kind of do a little clickbait title on that. So, whatever. Guilty as charged, Your Honor. At least as likely as not. Did you have a diagnosis for chronic fatigue syndrome prior to the CNP exam? Or did they give it to you based on the symptoms you described? No, I did not have a diagnosis, and they did give it to me based on the symptoms that I described. And actually, the CNP examiner wrote down chronic pain syndrome secondary to my feet. And the rater interpreted that as chronic fatigue syndrome because of how little my movement is. So yes, if you can get a diagnosis ahead of time, that's better. Again, I did a lot of things right. They just gave it up to me finally after all these years. I think there was some go for presumptions and stuff in there. Maybe they saw that I filed I'd been talking about PTSD and mental health issues for a long time, and they were just waiting for me to say the right things so they could give me the combat PTSD. I don't know. Got in. I've only been in and out 4 times. Yep, 4 times. First one I didn't show up to. Second one and was in 2008. I was clueless and walked away with 10%. Third time I did a mental health claim. CNP exam wasn't too bad. I didn't know how to accurately describe my symptoms, and I walked away with 60. And then last year was 100%. So I am done. I'm 100% permanent in total. I don't see special monthly compensation in my future, although I do qualify at this point. I'm just happy because it's a life-changing amount of money for me and where I live. It's our job to help once we get educated. Absolutely. Yeah, and this is something that not everybody's going to be receptive to. And you may be in the claims process, or you are, obviously. So you get it. I don't know how long it took you to get it. I don't know what inspired you to finally file that claim and do this. But a lot of your battle buddies are going to call them up all excited, and they're just not going to be into it. They've had their own bad experiences. They don't want to dig everything up. So, I mean, I encourage you to get everybody you can, the compensation they deserve. But just beware, not everybody's going to be as excited as you are, because everybody's different. They have different mental health problems, different experiences with the VA. So be gentle. Little gentle prodding, but don't be annoying, because it just I don't think it's gonna help. Thumbs up now. How many we got? 105 people now. 61 thumbs up. That means more people are watching. Awesome. Actually, you're not late, but you're here. I started a little early, and I just kind of decided I was going to do this at about 2 o'clock. So all good. Do I have to go where community care puts me in to go? In my experience with community care, I have done both. I requested a specific podiatrist, and he was like out of the network or something like that. And then they wouldn't approve it, so I had to go to a podiatrist that was in the community care network. It really depends on where you live and what your VA regional office is like or your clinic. Just be flexible and be aware. You should be able to go to everything. I don't know if that's the case. So that's it. My email is leave a comment here. I don't have an email. I don't have a phone number. There's not much to reach out to me about. I'm laser focused on the YouTube channel. Ask your question in the comments, and you will get your question answered. And that we're trying to engage these questions in the comments, because once these videos have been up here for a while, a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about hasn't changed in years, and it won't change for years. So I encourage you to ask your questions in public. Whatever. Sign up for a fake YouTube account or something if you don't want your name revealed. And it will help. That's the whole thing. We're trying to help the veterans that come behind us that get the silver bullet. I'm a virgin. Is that a disability? It's a problem. I don't think it's a disability. But not everybody agrees with me. Question: will the VA accept a DBQ filled out by a private medical provider since the VA removed our accessibility to the forms? So a couple things on this, but let me take a Clyde break I need to take a brief intermission. So I'll put the intermission screen on and I'll get right back to this question. All right, let me take a stab at this. So here's my understanding of the DBQ situation. Um, there's internal use DBQs used by your CNP examiner. Nothing's changed. The VA decided that in the middle of a pandemic was a good time to remove public use DBQs, which have been in place for 10 years and working fine, and they removed them from the website. So some of the DBQs have expired. So the really what the rater needs, if it's still a valid DBQ, the date is still valid on it. It's still acceptable for rating purposes. I'm seeing people using DBQs and having no problem, and people using DBQs and having problems. There's a video I did, and I don't have the link. I'll try to post it in the notes afterwards. There's a website or a big organization uploaded all the DBQs, but they removed all the VA stuff off of them. So technically, they're not DBQs. They're just the format, but they're just a really good way to document the severity of your symptoms. So VA removed accessibility, but they're still out there. If you're going to actually use a DBQ, I would make sure that the date is correct on it. If you're going to use something that's similar to a DBQ, make sure it doesn't have like the DBQ form name, use whiteout or something. That's my 2 cents on it. Anybody else has anything else, please chime in. Okay, let's see. Yes, this is this is my situation. We're kind of just laughing about this as being a virgin, a disability, but when you don't leave your house, you don't want to be around people, you're divorced, you don't want to meet women or men or, whatever the situation is. Um, Social isolation is part of your disability, social and occupational impairment. So this is something that you will want to explain, especially if you're filing a mental health claim, because apparently it's not normal to be sitting in a basement in southeastern Idaho, and you're totally cool with porn. I think a lot of people are lying. People have been watching porn since day one, but I don't want to turn this into a porn conversation. Dan, deferred claims. So if you filed a claim with like 10 disabilities on it or something like that, or I don't know how many you filed, but basically, as they were going through the VA claims process, um, you provided some evidence for some things, or they found evidence to make a decision on some of your disabilities. So they went ahead and rated them, and then they deferred the items that they couldn't come up with a decision on. So um, deferred isn't good or bad. I mean, obviously, it would be better if they gave you a decision. But the reason I say it's not good or bad is you didn't get a bad decision or a good decision. They're just deferred. So they're working on it. Your local VA doctor has diagnosed you for mood disorder. Is this something I should claim, and what should I call it? I would download your My Healthy Vet records and find out what diagnostic code. I think it's called an ICD code, ICD 10 code, and Google that, say 8300 or something like that. See exactly what the mood disorder is and see if it's a rateable mental health disorder or if it's some kind of personality disorder that they won't rate you for. That's another little trick that they like to do. But you do have a diagnosis. Go check it, and then as you're doing the education and the research, you might find that'll be beneficial to go to a private board certified psychologist and see if he can help you turn it into major depressive disorder if that's what it is. So mood disorders are all over the board. I have mood disorders intertwined with my 5 mental health diagnoses. I hope that answered. It's now a waiting game. Yep. After you file a claim, it's a waiting game. If you file too many claims and you get deferrals, you're waiting. If you didn't prove your claim up enough, you're waiting. You're waiting on a CNP exam. Hurry up and wait. That sound familiar? I know it sucks now, but more waiting. Yeah, that is kind of weird. I couldn't believe when I received my letter, they recommend me file for major depression. That almost seems like some additional duty to assist, although they should have, if they saw that you should have filed for major depressive disorder, they should have rated you for it. But I'm guessing they didn't have enough legal whatever grounds to do that. Um, but that's an interesting one. I'm sure, like I said, a lot of this stuff happens. I'm new to the game. I just kind of pulled my head out of my ass about a year and a half ago, and I'm in this full time since about January of last year. So I don't know everything, and it amazes me the different kinds of things that I see. Little Rock, what's up? I got my little cowboy. This is how we communicate with little cowboy emojis. Yeah, the claims Jedi Masters explaining the process, and I'm just scrolling down through the comments here. So the VSR requests CNP information while they're evaluating the evidence and gathering it. And if they don't have enough and they need their own opinion from a doctor, that's where they're going to request a CNP exam, and they're going to do that before your packet goes to a rater. You just got a decision after almost a year, but they completely ignored my sleep apnea and headache. Should I request a higher level review or reopen a claim? Good question. Why did they ignore it? How did you file it? Um, if they completely ignored a sleep apnea claim and a headache claim, you didn't prove it at all, is most likely what happened. Um, and with sleep apnea, you probably got your sleep study done at the VA, and you're like, all right, well, I got the sleep study and I have a diagnosis. But without a nexus, you're proving nothing. So without the nexus explaining the link between your current diagnosis of sleep apnea and what it's service connected to, like PTSD or weight gain or something like, not weight gain, that's not rateable, medications, weight gain due to medications or something like that. Um, that might be the case. At this point, if you were to higher level review something they completely ignored because you didn't prove your claim up enough, I would say just let it die on the vine. Go get yourself a nexus for sleep apnea and go get yourself a diagnosis, a nexus, and severity of symptoms for your headache. Obviously, there's more to it than that. I don't know it. I'm just kind of responding to your comment here. Notices are great. Cool. I'm seeing super chats come in. I appreciate those. As I get to them, I'm trying not to jump all over the comments here. I'm at 90%. How much more do I need to get to 100? So first you need to find out what your 90% is. 90% is either rounded up to 90 or rounded down to 90. So 90 is a whole number, right? So that could be 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, rounded up to 90, or 90 on the money, or 91, 92, 93, 94, rounded down to 90. So find out where you are exactly, and then you're going to find out how many points you actually are going to need to get to 100. If you're at 94%, you're going to need less than if you're sitting at 85%. Hope that answers. And, 50% is probably a good number. I wasn't really going to get into the fuzzy VA math too much. But if you're at 85, I would say you probably might even need 70 or 80. But it really depends on where you're at. Okay. Yep. Study up on it. Yep. Learn VA math enough to add up your disabilities, join a Facebook group, ask us in the comments, list your disabilities and get your math checked. It's a little weird how VA math works, but run it by a few veterans that know this stuff. So if you got big Florida raindrops coming at you sideways and they raining from the ground up and 80 degrees. I like it cool. Have you ever seen someone get a reduced rating when they were covered under the 5-year rule? And if so, how did the VA prove sustained improvement? I haven't seen it. I'm sure it happens. There's a 5-year rule, 10-year rule, and a 20-year rule. I don't know how the VA proved sustained improvement. If I was to just go out on a limb, I would say they proved sustained improvement by you not showing up for 4 years. That doesn't prove sustained improvement, in my opinion, but I could see them looking at you not showing up for care for a year, then another year, right? Then another year. You just didn't show up for 3 years. Veteran didn't show up. Maybe he's getting better. Veteran didn't show up for 2 years. Well, clearly, he's getting better if he hasn't showed up for 2 years. Veteran hasn't showed up for 3 years. He must be better. I could see that rationale happening. Although I don't think that's what happened. I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate here a little bit. Hello? Okay, I'm getting stuck. These questions are, sorry. Some of these questions I got to go through. That one's too hard. They just gave you special monthly compensation. I didn't even know it existed. I didn't even know it existed till probably a year ago. I didn't really, well, no, probably about a year and a half ago. Once I started learning everything, I learned that special monthly compensations existed. I just didn't really know too much about them. And, I still don't know too much about them, to be honest. I need to make more videos and educate myself. That's why I don't really talk about it too much. They get complicated, and I like to at least, have some kind of clue what I'm talking about. Special monthly compensation K, loss of use of the creative organ. I don't know if it's 280 a month. I think it's about half that, but I do know that SMCK is loss of use. Okay, so the code sheet can be obtained by calling the VA number and ask. Okay, so cool. I just made a video about this, and I got my rating code sheet through my claims file. So calling the 800 number is your friend. You got to remember this as we're talking about strategy and how to go about this and that, and you know nobody cares. Work harder, that kind of stuff. Um, as you might have a frustrating conversation with the 800 number, a lot of times they actually, I mean, they have access to all the stuff. You know, what's your last name and your last four? Like they can get into your entire file. So some of that stuff they'll just rip it off. It seems like sending it via email might be like a HIPAA violation of some sort, but good. If they figured out a way to get around that, that would be nice if we could just do away with faxing and letters and yeah, just email me. Um, SSI, I'm assuming you're talking about Social Security, not SSDI. I know SSI, it has to do with money and the amount of money that you and your wife make. So you probably make too much. SSDI doesn't work like that. Uh, Hope that kind of answered your question. Yeah, so when you provide, there's lots of ways to prove a erectile dysfunction claim. Just taking you through my path with it. I went and first they gave me Viagra before they just give you two pills a month. I think it is, or I don't know what it is. It's not very many. I think it's two pills a month now. It used to be more. Just through handfuls of pills. And then they're like, "Yep, here's a penis pump. Try this sucker out." And I was laughing, like, "Okay, great." So I had the pump. I've had the Viagra. That shows evidence that you have erectile dysfunction. But if you really want to prove it, I would get a diagnosis of erectile dysfunction get your VA doctor to actually call it out with a diagnostic code. And if your VA doctor won't do it because most of them suck and won't, get a private doctor to do it. And yeah, that's special monthly compensation K. Claims Jedi Master is a SMC expert. Quit limiting yourself to 100%. Yeah, these guys that have gotten over SMC as a or 100% is the first jump, and then 100% permanent in total. And then once you get into special monthly compensation land, I mean, you can get an extra 5, 6, 7 grand a month, depending on what the condition is. So don't limit yourself. Definitely not. Look at the special monthly compensations. Okay, what's up, Jeff? How's it going? Fort Davis was on the Colon side of Panama. Yep. You were there right after. Yeah, I was there in, I guess that was 89. October, November, December 89. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Fort Sherman was also, yep. Jungle School. Remember, yeah, Panama was a trip, huh? They had a snake called the two step. That thing bit you, and you two steps and you're dead. poisonous moths. I spent 3 months in Panama, so I can appreciate how miserable it must be in a triple canopy jungle. I know it's no comparison to Vietnam, but I actually have been to a triple canopy jungle, and yeah, I like cold weather, so I'll stick in Idaho here. Is there a certain amount of static conditions you need to be considered P&T? Yes, all of them. If all of your conditions are considered static, that means that they're never expected to get better. And that's when the VA can award you permanent and total. And that means no future exams. There's no point in sending you to a future exam. They've determined that your PTSD is, well, that's a bad example. PTSD is one they do actually think gets better. But if you have an amputation or something, right? Something that's more obvious. But there's a lot of things where they're just going to put it down as static, and you may have a couple disabilities, 10 of them, 5 of them, whatever. If one of them is not considered static, then that's probably holding up a P&T. Age has something to do with it as well. We have 137 people on with 84 thumbs up. Appreciate all the thumbs up, people. Hello, Terry. I'm sorry, Terry. I don't know. You sent me a picture. Anyway, you're a new 100% member. Yep. Deferred is just waiting on something. Thanks, Jennifer. I try to be a wonderful advocate. I'm doing my part. I got some momentum going when I won my claim and I started understanding this stuff. And I was just thinking, wow, if watching VA Claims Insider videos and listening to Brian speak can move me, I bet I can explain things and hopefully move other people. And that's what we're doing. So that's awesome. Dan, sorry for the delay. Let's go give Clyde a treat. When you guys do super chats, Clyde gets a greenie. Super chat, bud. Good boy. Thanks, Uncle Dan. Friendly reminder, if you're new around here, say hello. Always like to meet new people. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel and that little notification bell. Make sure you click on it and click all so you get notifications when I'm going to go live and make videos and ramble on about this and that. P&T. Yep, celebrate the win, Dan. Absolutely. Super chat, $20 from the Jarhead Perspective. Hooking it up. Thanks, man. Yeah, it does take a ton of work. And yes, I know you appreciate our conversations and everything. Yeah, we met probably in June or July of last year, and yep, you got to 100% as well. It's kind of cool. Once I didn't have my rating yet, so we were talking right before I actually got my decision. But I was like, hey man, it's time to go. This is the direction. File your claim, build it. Yep. If you know about special monthly compensation, it's definitely easy. Again, I need to learn a lot more about it. Also, SSDI, if you're unable to work, Social Security Disability Insurance, I believe is what it is. That could be easy as well. Different system, different ways to prove your claim. But again, just another government organization, and you got to figure out how to play the Social Security game with those guys. You can use overlapping evidence. I would get a private doctor, and I wouldn't rely on going and filing a Social Security claim just with your VA records alone. You could cherry pick useful stuff, but I would probably have a vocational expert involved in it, unless you can write and explain the vocational part of your disability. I know they look at that a lot. Take Motrin and get back to your unit. Absolutely. Wow, 137 people, 103 thumbs up now. We are rocking. You rock. You have a MST situation and a PTSD situation. They're both PTSD. You might have combat PTSD and military sexual trauma. Um, Either way, I'm not sure what the situation is, but you're talking to the same doctor, and you have two separate issues going on that are PTSD related. So I would talk about them both. At least you're going to get it off your chest to a degree. You're going to tell somebody. It will help the quality of your VA claim, and get treatment for it. A lot of us drag around military sexual trauma stuff for years and decades, and I'm not like getting better. My PTSD isn't better, but I'm aware of the things that I do a little bit more. I mean, I'm still sitting here hiding in a basement, um, and I don't really want to go meet people. But now I know why I do that. I'm not ready to go take the next leap and actually go meet people. But whatever. I'm learning. This isn't a race. They want my VA shrink is social reintegration. I'm like, no, I'm no hurry to do that. I'm just sitting here learning. For vets that are 100% Medicare Advantage, if you can afford it. Yeah, that's a good point. If you can get Medicare, I don't know about Medicare and 100%. I think that's tied in with SSDI. That might be another way to do it, but yeah, Medicare is way better than VA care. Then you don't have to worry about that care in the community part. Yep, some of the DBQs have expired and some of them are good to go. Is the point that I was making about DBQs. Eventually, they will probably all expire and whatever. They just the way they yanked them in the middle of this whole thing going on this year, whatever seems pretty VA-ish. Howdy, Kelly. Welcome. Please like, share, and ring the bell. Ding. Let's go see what Clyde's doing. I see another super chat coming, so how about we give you another minty? Good boy. All right, let's see. Scrolling through. If I can't answer your comment, this will be published, and you can either re-ask the question, or some of these I'm just not getting to them because they're too long for me to read. So I am skipping over some of these. I got, and just so you guys know, so you can see what I'm seeing. Like this is what I see on my desktop. So I'm like scrolling through and I'm live, right? We got 144 people watching. I don't want to sit here and like, this guy's in a conversation with that guy and meds. And so I'm trying to make the questions easy for me to see and answer. So that's the behind the scenes look. Super chat from Sammy Jones, $10. That was Clyde's like, I want my other minty. You're welcome. God bless you as well. That's the whole goal. Let's get everybody compensated. All about education. It's all about sticking up for yourself and caring about your claim and building a good claim, and relying on nobody, because nobody cares about your VA claim like you should. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Why would the VA request a separate doctor's appointment after CNP exam was done? Unknown. Second CNP exam? 95 is the new 100. That's right. Once you get to 95%, you round up to 100. Better than seeing a psych? Well, that may or may not be, but to be clear, I am not an accredited agent. I am not a medical professional. I'm a jackass with a cowboy hat on with a funny looking background and a dog. But I do appreciate that you appreciate me. But if you need actual mental health treatment, you should see a board certified psychologist. Terry Lawson, $10 super chat. Clyde, you're going to get another one, bud. You're not even going to have to eat dinner. Thanks, Terry. Good question. You're using the Migraine Buddy app. Notice that you're having mild headaches daily, and about once a week you get a headache where you have to lay down. I don't think the mild headaches will work against you. They know what the rating criteria is, 50%. That's code 8100. And it's called migraines, but there's 150 headaches that fall into that category. So making you lie down, they call it prostrating, and it does cause problems with work, obviously. They call that severe economic inadaptability. So no, I don't think that the less severe headaches are going to work against you. Not 100% sure, but just like, you're providing all sorts of evidence in a migraine log, minor headache, major headache, had to lay down for 6 hours, minor, major, you know what I mean? You're painting a good picture with that. You caught me, a rare occasion. Yeah, I think I need to step it up to like 4 o'clock instead. Yep, VA Mental Health told you today they're not allowed to complete a DBQ. What's up with that? That's my question. What is up with that? Why do they say that? Why do they do that? I think they're being lazy. I think they think it's a conflict of interest. I don't know what's up with that, but I would like to know. Somebody should. Secretary Wilkie, what's up with that? Change that. You guys are changing the DBQ process. Why don't you change the Veterans Health Administration to help us? Google is your friend to type in your percentages, different VA disability calculators out there. I will say, just be careful what you're Googling around and YouTubing around. Double check everything. I know a lot of you guys like what I have to say and believe what I have to say, and I want you to believe what I have to say, but also trust but verify. I speak in very general and broad terms. I'm not doing one-on-one coaching and developing a custom strategy for you and what you should do in your claim. That's where you come in. You have to take that info and double check it, triple check it, make sure it's right. Yes, Hill and Ponton has a great, easy to use VA disability calculator. Yep. They have a good website. And again, Hill and Ponton and CCK, I learn a lot from their videos, their websites. Again, I'm trying to keep people from having to use lawyers. But if you need one, those two seem like they specialize in, cleaning the VA's clock. But they put a lot of information out there that's free in front of you having to get into an appeal situation, and you can learn from those guys. So do it. They explain things a different way than I do, but learn however you learn. Every rating decision has a specific code sheet. Exactly. I appreciate that you appreciate. The IDES process. I can't remember what that stands for, but that's the getting out. And if you're on active duty, get into this process. I believe you could do it 6 months before you're discharged. Get your butt to the doctor on active duty. And when you're talking about things like sleep apnea, you already have it. It's service connected. You don't need a nexus. Like, it just happened. Yesterday I was on active duty for 20 years. Today I'm a veteran. Service connected, service connected, service connected. Launch the kitchen sink at them and make sure you have a good medical evidence. Yeah, I have never heard of a doctor testing you for erectile dysfunction. I've heard of deformities. Like, let me see it, whip it out. It's deformed. I've heard of that happening once, but actual erectile dysfunction, I've never heard of it. Doing drop your pants and let me have an exam. Not saying that it's never going to happen or hasn't happened. I've just never heard of it. What up? Hello. Thanks for the super chat. Now I got to go grab Clyde some more minties. Pure character punching the air with fist and bump written on his knuckles. Well, I'm going to have to go get more minties so Clyde can have more. Make him work for it. I'm not going to just jam it in his mouth. All right. Thank you for the super chat. Hello. Thanks. I appreciate you too, man. Good afternoon, Donald. Thumbs up. Get the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. You're pretty sure you're 100% because of Craig. Awesome. I love hearing about the 100% club and any increases and any movement, because that, if you're talking about it, that means that you did something right and you got momentum going. Don't mistake that. Take it and use it to improve your life or your family and make you a better dad or wife or husband or whatever. Take that positive momentum you get out of your VA claim and try to do something positive with it. That's like one of the whole things with this YouTube channel. I'm not rushing off to go start a family or anything like that, but I am rushing on to YouTube to get more people rated properly. You finally caught a live video. This is kind of telling me I need to do these a little earlier. I don't think you're going to get your 50% reduced. Once you, basically the bar for that is diagnosis, sleep study, nexus to provide a approved service connection, and that's it. You don't need to use the CPAP. I don't know. I don't even know if the VA does mouthpieces. I don't think it's going to hurt you. I would probably go with a private doctor, if possible. Just my own personal 2 cents. You just saw my video on foot claims. Awesome. Okay. How long have we been on for? Hour and 10 minutes. All right. I'm gonna wrap it up in a few minutes here. I've been rambling on for long enough. Should you tell your employer that you have service-related disabilities? That is up to you. You are protected as a disabled veteran, period, but under the ADA, I think it's American Disabilities Act, they can't discriminate against you or to you or whatever because you have disabilities, so it's your own private business. And going further with that, you don't need to tell your neighbors, you don't need to tell anybody in your neighborhood. The less people know about your disabilities and your VA rating, the better, in my opinion. Thoughts on individual unemployability? If you can't get 100% scheduler the hard way, and your service connected disability prevents you from working, my thoughts are go for TDIU all day long. Absolutely. $20. You're are you pre-booking your Combat Craig hoodies? Guess I better get to work on those logos and get those things up on the available, huh? Keith, you're going to have to prove your claim. You're at 10%. Your body is falling apart. You're going to have to describe that to the VA. You're going to need medical evidence proving that your body is falling apart. Um, Private doctor is a good place to start, but you're going to need to educate yourself. At the end of the day, you're the one that's going to be in charge of your claim, and nobody should care about your claim like you do. So this might be your first time educating yourself, or you might be just kind of getting into this process. If you need help, find somebody to help you and make sure they can go the distance with you and it makes sense. You're going to at least need to be educated enough to know what the other guy or girl or VSO service or whoever's helping you, what they're doing. Retirement in a week. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. You get out in a week. It'll be interesting to see. Um, and I know you're on here a lot, so you're going to be a veteran soon in 8 days. Then you're going to have your C&P exams, and then you're going to get a rating. So it's going to be interesting to see. Um, I, I have a couple friends that have joined the YouTube community here and have transitioned out and ended up with 100% because they went and complained about all their stuff. Uh, and speaking of that, this guy, Alex, here has been through this process. Connect with him. If anybody knows about the getting out process and C&P exams and transitioning through IDES and all that kind of stuff, there are people that are going through the process or have recently been through it. All right. Hello, Lisa. I haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for the compliment on the mic stand. All right, I'm going to wrap this one up. 121 views, 120 thumbs up. I'm doing something right. I appreciate all the support, you guys. Again, just past 12,000 subscribers. Would have never been able to do it without you. You guys keep me going. You guys make me want to be better and actually be better. I know I ramble on and but I'm not half-assed with my stuff. I don't know everything, but I try to do better with the mic and communicating with you guys and answering comments and trying to get you to people that might be able to help you out. So with that, I will probably see you tomorrow since I seem to be doing this live thing like daily now. So Combat Craig out.